I'd like to start out by saying Barakateh Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem B'cha Kodash. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is pretty much various topics. Dated June 1st, 2025, the hopeful year of our deliverance and the destruction and judgment of Esau. And now pretty much we don't have anything planned. I'm joined with the Elders Kanak, the Elder of War, and Captain Shamar, and pretty much, just gonna do like a little live, whatever scriptures brothers got, whatever thoughts, whatever latest news or prophecy or anything that you want to bring out, speak on, feel free.
I got something.
What you got?
So 2nd Esdras 9:1. Says he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and what thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time where the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
You want to say a few words in it?
Yep. And we see it's the time of the Lord visiting this place, man. How does the Lord visit? Via judgment. Like it says in Psalms 119, I believe it's 126, it's time for thee to work, O Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, because they have made void thy laws.
That's it.
But it says, verse 3, therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
That's it. And that's what we see the prophecies manifesting themselves throughout the planet. This is why, if your eyes are not open to what's going on, as far as the whole way that the direction that everything's going, and if you look at the direction that everything's going monetarily, you can see the MOTB system that's in place and maneuvering towards everything going digital, pushing everything to the MOTB or the micro C hip.
Yep. It says, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs.
Yep. And we seeing it happen right now, because the very end of everything is being made manifest. The Lord pretty much gave the prophets visions of things that would happen, and those things that would happen, they would happen at a particular time. So right now we're actually witnessing the prophecies waking up, so to speak, and speaking throughout the planet. Everything, showing forth that what the Lord spoke of thousands of years ago is actually manifesting right now before the world's eyes. Yep. But the problem is the whole world can't see it. You want to say something?
Well, now, by measure, have you measured the times? Have you numbered the times? It doth not move nor stir till the said measure be fulfilled. So now we're in a time of a fulfillment. Habakkuk in chapter. The vision is actually, whatever type of folly or bullshit distraction that Esau puts out, specifically our people, man, they gonna eat it up.
Yep. I got a precept.
This
Isaiah 60:2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen. Going back to what the brother was saying, the people are blinded. They can't see the actual prophecies taking place right before their eyes, because that there's a darkness covering the earth. There's a covering the earth. Remember Esau, when that beast was released, he was given power to deceive the nations again. So the whole world is under his deception, and the only ones that have broken that spell are the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, according to prophecy, the spirit of life entering back into the Israel, and they're standing upon their feet, and they're awake. They have Shemashai, the understanding of all things happening. He showed his words to his servants, the prophets. All right, but for the rest of the people, it's gross darkness, which when you go into gross, meaning outer darkness, meaning it's that thick darkness to where you can't even see in front of you.
Right.
You know, like the plague of ancient Egypt, where they couldn't even see in front of them.
Yep.
Right? That's the people spiritually here, mainly in Babylon the Great, and then throughout the whole earth. You know?
That's it. Yeah, and then they have, you can look up the phrase bread and circuses. Because part of the darkness and the deception is the distractions that these devils have out there, you know, to pull away from the actual things that are really important, such as legislation, you know, and certain things that these devils are doing to bring forth their MOTB system online, you know. And then, you know, once you get there, you know, you could pull up that video with Elon Musk.
Okay, yeah, this is bread and circuses meaning. I just typed it into Google, and it's a phrase. It says a diet of entertainment or political policies on which the masses are fed to keep them happy and docile.
And that's pretty much it. Like, you know, when you eat, you get the itis. All you want to do is sleep. You want to say something?
No, I was just going to agree with that point. That's why it's like the bread and circus is literally, it's 24/7 all year round. You know, they got every season has some type of sport. There's always some type of entertainment to watch, whether it's basketball, football, soccer, baseball. They got the on season, off season, the championship. It's always something going on just to keep your mind occupied and keep you distracted. You know, like the apostle was mentioning, you know, just like when you eat trash food, that makes you give you the itis, so to speak. And it's the same thing when you feeding yourself mentally, you feeding yourself trash, because then you're gonna have a low IQ, you know, low vibration, low way of thinking. Because when you're walking around and you come across the common person, the main conversation anybody has is everything that the brother's been mentioning. Maybe the Diddy case, if not just sports. You know, gossip, regular common gossip that everybody just talks about. Nothing about the heavy matters or serious matters that's going on right now.
The important matters of society, like the tariffs, you know, the different policies which are taking away your rights. All right, the bombing of these different places like Palestine, the war between Russia and America through proxy. Okay, the funneling of drugs coming into the country and the government not really doing anything about it. You know, children of here in America, a million children come up missing a year. You know, and then you have the distractions on the cell phone. Even now you have these platforms where they have short videos.
Yep.
Perfectly to keep your attention before so before your attention goes away, the video ended. Now you go to the next video. Boom. So now what they call doom scrolling.
Yep.
Now you're an hour and a half and you didn't get shit done.
That's what they call it, TikTok. You know, because so much time went by and now you just, you know, addicted to your phone.
Okay, thugs, home invasions.
Trump getting rid of more of your rights.
You know?
That's right.
I got this other definition here.
Bring it out.
It says, used to describe a situation in which a government tries to take attention away from real problems or issues by providing people with things which seem to make their lives more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Netflix, right? You have all these streaming platforms. You can watch movies. There's always a new series.
Well, podcasts now, you know, that's like another thing that's blown up as podcasts, people being streamers.
Yeah.
Just to keep your attention and distract you. You know, you literally watching somebody else live their life, so-called, or just watching somebody else just talk about nothing, psychobabble, and that's all to keep you distracted.
Yeah, living vicariously through different people through social media. You know, that's your what they call them, influencers.
Yeah.
So they're allowed to do this because they're part of the bread and circus. They're part of the influencing on the people's minds. They're part of the social engineering. And part of that social engineering is to keep you asleep from the weightier matters that are going on in the earth.
And what shows you that is like when you see certain things that happen with the streamers, like they might get banned off a platform or they get defunded, so to speak, if they say anything that's against the agenda as far as influencing the people to continue to be docile.
Yeah.
Well, I got precept.
Bring it out.
Ecclesiastes 10 and 6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place.
Yeah, folly is extolled. That's the highest. Well, just think about it. And for an average Jake, or just the average person in society, what is the pinnacle of success? It's being a so-called influencer.
Yeah.
It's being a basketball player. It's being a boxer. Being some type of athlete that makes millions of dollars, a soccer player, or it's being a comedian, or it's being a movie star, or being a singer, or a high level. That's the highest level that you can obtain in this society. Not even a president.
Yeah.
People are not, I want to be a president. I want to be a congresswoman, a congressman.
Or a doctor.
Or a doctor. I want to change the world for the better. No, it's all about, I want to be the top singer. I want to be the top rapper.
Yep.
Self-glorification.
Self-glorification. Why? Because that has been marketed to the people as success.
Bread and circuses.
Bread and circus.
I got something real quick.
Mhm.
Oh, you had more?
That was it, Apostle.
Okay, I just got something real quick. Now, somebody read 2 Corinthians 4, 3 and 4. Right?
Okay, I got it.
And pretty much, I want to read this because the way this is written, this is an interlinear Bible, but the way it's written is man, it's on. Wait till y'all hear it. And you can get 2 Thessalonians 2 and 10. But go ahead, bro.
It's the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them.
Right, now check this out here, right? This is how it's written. Is hidden the gospel of us among those perishing. It is being hid, in whom the God of age this blinded, or the God of this age blinded the understanding of the unbelievers, in order not to shine the radiant gospel of glory of Hamashiach, who was the image of the Most High. So pretty much the reason why these individuals can't get it is because the Lord blinded their minds so that they could not get it, so that they could not see it. Why? Because they are to perish. See? Because the scriptures say, can you do me a favor, get James 1 and 21 real quick? And I'll just hold on to the other one, bro. Can you get James 1 and 21 real quick?
Yeah, it's the book of St. James chapter 1, verse 21. It says, wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word which is able to save your souls.
Right, so receive with meekness the engrafted word which is able to save your soul. So this word, this doctrine, this message, this good news is what is set up to save our souls. But if you're blinded from it and you can't get it, that means that the Lord stripped you from it because you are headed to perish, for destruction. That's why I said here, if the gospel is hidden of us among those perishing, it is being hid, in whom the God of age, or this age, blinded the understanding of the unbelievers, in order not to shine the radiant gospel of the glory of Yahushua, who was the image of the Most High. Because if the gospel shines, see, so you get that other one, and y'all got it back.
Righteousness and them that perish.
Right, because it says the God of doom, because they received not the love of the truth that they might be saved. Why? Because there was a block there, and they were not able to receive it in order to be saved. So pretty much, in essence, you could say this is a rigged game. You know, the Lord already got it set up. You know, He already got the movie cut. It's already set up. It's already known who are going to make it and who are not going to make it. It's all in the hands of the Lord. That's why the Apostle Peter said, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, you shall never fall. So it's a constant watching and constant, examining yourself, constant, or examining ourselves, and constant, vigilance, and pretty much just staying on top of this truth. Because the truth could be, remember what the Lord said, He said the truth is like the wind. You don't know where it's going. You don't know where it's coming. The Spirit. You know, so is everyone that is born of the Spirit. So everyone that is born of the Spirit will be able to follow along because Yahweh Shai is guiding them. You know? He says, so is everyone that is born of the Spirit. So they'll be able to follow. That's why it says they followed the Lamb with us wherever he went. Was that it on that?
One more.
Go ahead.
It says, and for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusion that they should.
Why? Because the God of this age or the God of this world blinded their eyes. That was what was given to them through that deception. See, that deception was something that was given to them as a blessing outside of the sword. I'm talking about Esau, the so-called white man, beginning with the international banking families. And that's been one of their greatest gifts. So if you're caught up in that spell, if you're caught up in that wonderment, that amazement, that chasing the bag in this world, that the bread and circuses and the allure of fame and money and fortune and fame, then that means that the God of this world has you blinded. And if the Lord don't tap you out of it, you're gonna stay tapped in and you're gonna be destroyed. But y'all got it.
The last one. I'll read this.
Okay, go ahead.
That they all might be damned who believe not the truth.
Right, and then it's out there, right? Mm-hmm. But what do most jakes do? They deny it. They push it away. They ridicule us. They mock us. They talk all kind of shit. But that's going to be to your detriment, because in the times when you need it, you ain't gonna have it to pull out. But y'all got it.
But have pleasure in unrighteousness.
Woo! Because why? Because the God of this world blinded the minds of them which believe not through what? Bread and circuses.
Yep.
Deception, deflection, diversion. Y'all got it.
I got another quick one for you, Apostle.
Go ahead, bring it out, bro.
Isaiah 66:4. I also will choose their delusions and will bring their fears upon them.
Which shows you this is rigged. Like the one in Timothy. This is where they were appointed to. Mm-hmm. So the whole game is already rigged. These are the terrors of the Lord. You know, that's why it says, knowing the terrors of the Lord, we persuade men. But you got it.
It says, I also will choose their delusions and will bring their fears upon them, because when I called, none did answer. Mm-hmm. When I spake, they did not hear, but they did evil before my eyes and chose that in which I delighted not.
Why? Because the Lord already set it up that way. They were already appointed for that. Just like the elect were sealed from the foundation of the world, the ones that are to be destroyed were sealed from the foundation of the earth. Mm-hmm. Got it?
Well, that's it.
That's it. Y'all got it.
Yep. You got the one. Okay, you got the one in James. Oh, let me
bring it out.
I wanted to bring out this article. Unless you had some. You had some.
No, you got it. You got it.
Yeah, this is from Fox News. In a different direction a little bit.
Sorry, it's the various topics.
Yep, it's from Fox News.
And this is also hidden from a lot of people's eyes.
Yes, sir. Brain implant enables ALS patient to communicate using AI.
That's not that weird looking Jake, is it?
I don't know. I think this is an Edomite.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's an Edomite, huh?
It's an Edomite. I'll just read a little bit. You know. For Brad G. Smith, this became his reality after being diagnosed with ALS, a rare and progressive disease that attacked the nerves controlling voluntary muscle movement. But thanks to a groundbreaking Neuralink brain implant, Smith is now able to communicate with the world using only his thoughts. Okay? It says before receiving the Neuralink implant, Smith relied on eye tracking technology to communicate. While impressive, it came with major limitations. It is a miracle of technology, but it is frustrating. It works best in dark rooms, so I was basically Batman. I was stuck in a dark room. Smith shared a recent post on X. Bright environments would disrupt the system, making communication slow, sometimes not possible. Now, Smith says Neuralink lets me go outside and ignore lighting changes.
Because that was a cover story. Yeah?
That's the cover story. That's pretty much it on that. You know, the point was that I'll read this part. But thanks to groundbreaking Neuralink brain implants, Smith is now able to communicate with the world using only his thoughts.
And they already had that in place. You know, it's just that they needed, guinea pigs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they needed test subjects. You know, and now that they got the test subject, you know, they say, okay, you know, you could only do this in the dark. You know, but then here comes Neuralink, you know, with the cape, you know, the Neuralink cape with a chip, the brain chip.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then they came to the rescue. Now he can go outside and all that. But this is all part of that deception. You know, this is all part of that you know, the blinding of these people's minds out here, because they're not looking at it from a perspective of prophecy. They're looking at it from a perspective of technology.
Mm-hmm.
You got it.
Yep. And then that was, you know, Elon Musk, his company, right? So now I have a video of Elon Musk talking
when they get to the point when the dude starts talking about the V's, like cut it off there.
Okay,
About halfway, you know.
Got it.
Oh no, I'm sorry, that's not the one. That's the one when he had the interview with the dude, right?
Yeah. With,
okay, no, they good. You good on that?
What's his name? I forget his name. I always forget his name.
I don't. I mean, I think I've seen him before.
Yeah.
But you know, you had to bring it up close.
Yeah, so.
How old are you? 53. Yeah, okay. So you said something that caught me. You said you were up till 4 in the morning? Yeah, so, actually a little 5 in the morning. But okay. We got the XAI data center, supercomputer center training from beginning installation to start of training in 19 days, which is the fastest that anyone has ever gotten a supercomputer to train. And is that in that new building off to the side? That's in Memphis, actually. It's in Memphis? Yeah, Memphis, the capital of ancient Egypt. Right. Yeah, you're bringing what? Perhaps that's where our new God will come. Yeah, I wish that was funny. Yeah, okay, so I want to talk to you about alignment. That was funny. Yeah, right. But look, I mean, there are a few things.
See that? He basically said Memphis, the AI supercomputer, which is being built in Memphis. All right. Jordan Peterson, he brought that up. Elon Musk said, yes, Memphis, which is the capital of ancient Egypt. And he said, maybe that's where our new God is going to come out of. And Jordan Peterson said he's, you know, it was like a scared laugh. He's like, I wish you were joking.
Yeah, I wish it was funny.
Yeah, I wish it was funny. And Elon Musk, he laughs.
That's maniacal laugh.
You know that, yeah, because he's tapped in. He's a small hat, and they know when they do certain things, it's all tied back to ancient custom and ancient, you know, occultic, you know, rituals. It's all tied with rituals and magic and enchantments.
Yep.
All right, and they're openly telling you that this AI is going to be the new God, because the AI is going to govern everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's going to govern. It's going to track and trace everybody with the MOTB system. You're going to be able, and also they are marketing the MOTB to be one with AI.
Yep.
You can now merge yourself with AI and become this hyper intelligent being.
Yeah.
A new creature.
That's it. And then you had the newest Chat GP303, I believe it was. It was I believe it was a program or something along those lines, and it did 7 different commands, you know, from shutting down. And even though the shutdown mechanism was already set up in it, it said, look, if we tell you to shut down, it ignored that like 7 different times. You know, so it shows you that this technology can go rogue at any time. You know, and this is all part of the setup.
Yeah, like Elon Musk basically said that the AI, the emergent AI, is basically, how do you say, like a demon world, like opening the gates of hell, or, you know, some shit like that.
Yeah, tapping into the spirits.
Yeah, tapping into the spirits. You know, he basically said something of that, tapping into the spirits, and he said it's not going to end well.
Yeah.
But since this is the most interesting time to be alive, they're going to do it anyway.
Yeah. Because you want to say something? You know, because you have those witches. You know what they do? They tap into incantations, rituals, do different shit. You know, what's the purpose of them doing it? They don't just do it just because they like to do it. They do it because, you know, they're waiting to summon spirits. You know, demonic spirits, and that's what that AI stuff is all about. Because when you play certain frequencies and you tap into certain things, you say certain chants, it evokes demons. Mm-hmm. It evokes the spirits.
Yeah, what you were referencing This is from WindowsCentral.com. Elon Musk concerned by ChatGPT ignoring 7 shutdown commands in a row during this controlled test of AI O3 AI model. OpenAI's latest AI model ignored explicit commands to shut itself down in a controlled experiment, raising safety concerns.
Yeah, so pretty much, you know, like it didn't want to shut down. But remember what Musk said. He said, you know, the capital of ancient Egypt, Memphis. He said possibly where, you know, the new God will come out. You know, you brought that to my attention, so, you know, I don't know if you want to speak on it.
Yeah, basically in the video, he basically said Memphis is the ancient capital, or the capital of ancient Egypt, right? And that's where a lot of witchcraft going on.
Yep.
Out there in Memphis. And then you also, Egypt, it's all by design. And then he also,
Which is the modern day Nile.
Which is the modern day Nile.
With the pyramid
with
sitting
the
right on the water.
sit right there by the water, so it's all by design. And now they're basically rolling out this technology. They're ready now, because prophecy is going to the next stage. We're actually seeing, just like we saw the basically the implementation or the emergence of the cell phone technology, right? We remember when there was no cell phones, and then that technology rapidly increased.
Yep.
I was getting Daniel 12.
Okay, go.
Bring it out.
That technology rapidly proliferated, increased in such a short time. Now we have, you know, these smartphones now, right? Before it was these big ass bricks. Now smartphones, you can do all type of crazy shit. But now we're living in the AI era, where we're seeing AI actually be
taking over.
Yeah, basically taking over all industry. It's bigger. It's bigger than, they say, it's bigger than the internet.
Yeah.
This technology is going. It's bigger than the internet. It's bigger than the cell phone. It's bigger than pretty much any invention.
Now remember, by the camp they had those billboards,
Yep.
and it said, "Don't hire humans anymore."
Yeah, hire AI.
Yeah.
You know, so, and you see that in these sci-fi movies, how AI took over, how there's a lot less people on the earth. We're moving into that stage where AI, well, they're gonna have to do what? The universal basic income. Okay, AI is gonna have to take over because it's much more responsible. It's a lot. It has a higher IQ. It's super intelligent, and the only way to keep up, like Elon Musk said, is we have to merge ourselves with that. Okay, so these are these great miracles. We're gonna see this shit. Esau, with his technology, he gonna roll out some high level shit.
Oh yeah.
Where it's gonna really deceive a lot of people. If so possible, they should deceive the very elect. Matthew 24 and 24.
There you go.
But Daniel, I'll read Daniel. Yeah, you can get it.
Okay, go.
Unless you have something possible.
If I just want to say something real quick before you read that. Like he kept mentioning Memphis, the capital of ancient Egypt. Why is it? Because, and then he mentioned that might be the place where the new God comes out of. Because when you go back to ancient Egypt, these are the mystery religions, you know, from back then. And Egypt was one of the main power sources where they got, you know, a lot of that demonic energy from. Remember the
Magi.
the Magi's, the priests of
Janus and Jambres.
the water. You know, they was, you know, high level, you know, into that. But you got it.
Yeah. It's Daniel 12 and 4.
Well, and this is spiritual Egypt, is it not?
Yeah.
So this is even more further, stamping or proof.
Solidifying.
Okay, solidification that we are in spiritual Egypt. Revelation 11 and 8.
That's it.
As well as spiritual Sodom. We're coming into the 6th month of the year. What? And now, what is that? That's Pride. That's Pride month.
Yeah, today's the first day.
Okay. Well, it's May 31st. So mañana.
May 31st?
Yeah, it's Yep. Go ahead.
It's Daniel 12 and 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end.
And this is why the book was not able to be opened and broken down with such precision until the end came. And now the word is going out on an even higher level because even AI is helping push the word. Okay, even the technology the Most High gave Esau is really a two-edged sword. Okay, it's really a two-edged sword because as he's pushing his agenda, okay, at the same time he's being exposed about his agenda and ultimately destroyed. Or was that 2 Thessalonians 2:8?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
Daniel 12:4 from the top again. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book. Even to the time of the end, many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
See, knowledge shall be increased. And the knowledge on the left-hand side as well as the knowledge on the right-hand side is being increased.
Look up the word increase. You got it.
You know? That the knowledge, well, the fact that you can hear the word one time, right? And be intrigued. All right, your spirit be, brought to remembrance that you're an Israelite, and you can go online and you can get fed. You can learn all the breakdowns. Okay, you can learn about the dietary law. You can learn about the prophecies. Okay, you can learn the name of the Lord. You can learn the Hebrew in a very short period of time. And you could just hit the video, and the video will play instantly. It's not like you have to wait a very long time for the video to load, or you have to send in, money to a P.O. box, and then you get some CDs back or a cassette tape back. Nah, it's literally instant. All right, so the truth now is convenient, but with the conveniency of the truth, there's a lot of stumbling blocks as well. Okay, which makes it that much more precious. Okay, go ahead.
Yep, I got that word. The Strong's 872-35, Rabbah. It says, be or become great, be or become many, be or become much, be or become numerous. The next definition, it says to become many, become numerous, multiply, people, animal, things.
Yeah, knowledge shall multiply, which knowledge go back to scientia, which means to know. Know, okay. Know things what? On the right-hand side and on the left-hand side. Well, the people, they're in all, that's why it's Babylon the Great, because here these people are into all type of crazy shit. They're into these mystery religions. They're into astrology. They're into tarot card reading. Okay, they're into talking to the ancestors. Yep. You got certain people that know about herbs, certain people that do this, people that are, get on the computer and hackers. It's all type of crazy shit.
Well, let me read one of these definitions for you as it jump down. B. All right, it says to make much, to do much in respect of transgress greatly.
Woo! See? To transgress greatly. So the knowledge of transgressing has increased because people weren't that wicked. We'll tell you in Genesis 6 chapter that, they repented the Most High that he made man. Because it was everything that came into their mind of wickedness, they were able to accomplish. They were able to do it. And Babylon actually gives you the license to be a demon. Yep. Look how much bullshit is online. You see one crazy viral thing, and what's the thought process on these people's minds? Well, you know what? I need to do something crazier to basically break the internet. That was crazy, but I'm about to do something super crazy. Like you had that one chick, she had sex with like 100 men in like a couple hours, and then like 2 weeks later, there was another chick said, "No, fuck that, I'm doing 1,000 men." Right? And then from that moment, you had this one chick in Turkey. Them Turkish Edomites, she tried to do it. They rolled on her ass. She was going to try to do the same thing, like 1,000 men. They were recruiting, and they locked her ass up in jail.
Yeah, because that's
it's Islam.
Islamic country.
There's some, it's mainly Islam.
Yeah, they got.
But there's some secular
religions.
It's like some secular religions in there too. But mainly it's an Islamic country, so they don't play that shit. But you could do it here in Babylon.
Oh, for sure. And get praised for it.
And get praise and get money and get a bag for it. Okay, and get your name, get your 15 minutes of fame. But how things are moving so quick is like people forget what you did one day because there's always crazier shit that happens the next day.
That's it.
It's a microwave society.
You got it.
I got a quick one for you. This Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 19, verse 22. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom.
See? There you go. Read it again.
Yep, it says the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom.
Yeah, so that's why the Lord said the foolishness of this world, or the wisdom of this world is foolishness.
That's it.
Because it's knowledge of wickedness.
That's it.
How to break down a pound of coke,
Yeah.
how to distribute it, the tenets of selling dope. Okay, or
the art of committing adultery.
I was just about to say that. The art of committing adultery, what they call risen now.
Yeah.
You know, the art of deceiving a man. You got groups where women meet to fucking do spells.
Yep.
Or how to do love spells. You can actually go ahead, Pastor.
That's like a normal thing now.
It's a normal thing. You can actually do a meetup and link up with other like-minded individuals or people that are even thinking about witchcraft. Well, maybe I might do, because shit comes to your mind. And it's so readily available. Yeah, come on, we got a whole community. The people are all nice. Yep. And they teach you how to do a fucking spell, how to do spells.
Satan shall come as an angel of light.
That's it. So this place is completely demonic. And it was prophesied this will happen. And this is why people hate each other so much.
Yep.
All right, people are murdering each other. People coming up kidnapping. This is all the judgment of the Lord.
John.
Okay.
You got more to that, brother?
It says the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time